Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are currently working on slandering this guy. And you might ask, why are we slandering this guy? The answer, of course, is he is in line for this duchy, and we don't want him to be. So we're going to do something about that. We will see how much the slander actually affects him. So that'll be very interesting. And currently, our cap on that's 84. So this should be absolutely fine. This guy wants to increase our contractual obligations. Our vassal contract is going to gain civilian administration. So that's going to reduce our size of titled men-at-arms regiments and max number of titled men-at-arms regiments. Okay. So that's going to affect specifically these. We're at 3 of 1. And that means we're paying 40% extra. That's fine. I don't care. That's absolutely a-okay. I'd like to be able to increase these further, but that's not going to be a thing for a while, it seems, because our liege is a jerk. But, you know, this doesn't affect our regular men-at-arms, so that seems absolutely fine for now. We finished up a small stables. That is in Buzra. Okay, so we should probably find that. I think that's up over this direction, so I don't think we actually need to do anything. That's not in any of the holdings that we directly control. No, we do. It's this right here. Never mind. Okay, so we definitely want to be constructing the stables here. Beautiful. Now, we're about to finish off promoting culture here. That's good. And enclosed pastures have been completed in the Zadoki estate, so we definitely want to continue to work on this. This is, of course, going to next be wide pastures. So this is not going to change too much for us yet, but it will start boosting our cavalry soon. So that looks good. We are going to be finished promoting culture here very, very shortly. But that probably... So these have broken away again. I don't know why this happens. They're duchy level. That must be why it's happening. It's strange that we don't get a notification on it, though. So you can see that these are duchy level titles here. Here and here. We're a duchy level title as well. And we currently hold 3 within our realm. But I'm guessing that our liege doesn't want us to hold 5 at our current level. So this guy up over here, he's a king level, right? And I would love to, like, go after this guy. That'd be amazing, but our liege won't let us. Out of curiosity, is there anything we can do to this guy? We could start a claimant faction. We can offer to join his war. Not that I'm that concerned about it. Interesting. So my theory is that this is happening because these are duchy level titles. That's my theory. And I don't know if that's actually the case, but at this point, if we were to execute this, we would need one more advantage. Okay, let's give it a moment. So we have a diplomacy perk available. We can take a Life of Glory, or we can take Dignitas. Actually, I'm going to take Dignitas. Candidate score for Empire titles. Okay, so who is this guy? We could start exchanging letters from him. That seems okay. So we finished promoting culture in Damascus. We definitely want to continue to promote culture. We're going to go down here because we personally hold this. So that looks fine for now. Now, as far as these up here go, it's still very strange to me. Sure, this seems fine. It's still very strange to me that they don't give a notification when these go away. You'd think that would happen. Fascinating. Well, for the moment, I don't think it's worthwhile to try to take these back again. That's a lot of diplomacy lifestyle experience, actually. We'll take that. Sounds good. And we learned a secret as well. So rope walks have been constructed in Damascus, and we absolutely want to come in here and boost up our archer damage here. So that's going to be fantastic. We do have crossbowmen here, and that's going to significantly boost their power level. So that sounds great. And at this point, we definitely want to execute this scheme. So we've got a 94% chance. We can actually get that up by 1% more if we waited a few more days. Like, if we waited a month. It's 1%, right? Like, that's not a big deal. But sure. There we go. So now if we cover every angle, 95% success chance. Let's see what happens here. Our fellow vassal created a liberty faction seeking to lower imperial bureaucracy, but members are otherwise loyal to the realm. That's interesting. The imperial bureaucracy is at 3 right now. Okay. So this is the lieges here. Noted. Cost for liege to call upon provincial armies. Okay, sure. I don't think we're going to join that. I don't actually care that much about the bureaucracy. We did succeed in slandering this guy, so that's good. And let's see what that's going to do as far as the province of Urdun. Okay, so he's at 129. So that's still a ways away from where we want him to be. If we were to influence this guy's candidacy for not the province of Edessa, but the province of Urdun. Okay, we can see right now that we are at 87. So we would want to further do this, and this would be for the province of Urdun. We'd want to contribute enough to place him in first place. So he's now in position for the province of Urdun, the province of Palestine, and the province of Damascus. As far as the province of Homs goes, we don't appear to be in that succession, even though we do control a province in that. So I'm wondering right now, what would happen if we would take Hama? And then take Homs? Maybe that would be what we would need. Maybe we need to take the entire duchy first. Of course, we have all of Palmyra. If we have Palmyra itself. So I think that's not necessarily a thing. Interesting. It's still unclear to me why these are getting independence. Or not really independence, but why our liege is doing this, right? So this is the duchy tier title here. So let's look at the title history of the duchy tier title. So it's being destroyed, and I think we're doing that. And then he's creating it and appointing someone who's other than us. I'm 99% certain that that's what's happening here. And this is probably because these are the duchy seat. Yeah, in both cases, those are the capital of the duchy. So if we go for this, we should expect this to not be an issue. Now, we don't actually have the ability to do this right now. Let's see. We don't have enough influence, so that's noted. And we'd have to go after this guy to do a boundary dispute. So we don't have enough influence right now, but we could get the influence fairly easily. So we'll give it a little bit here. Heresy? No. We're not going to be heretical. We're now known as the Cruel. That is quite preposterous indeed. No doubt about that. So there's nothing that we can build in our Ramla at this moment. Looks fine. In fact, there's not really anything that we can build anywhere. We just have to wait a little bit for now. I do want to go after Hama. We're going to do that soon. We can petition the Basilius, and I don't know, maybe our issue here is that we're going after the Terma of Homs instead of the province. We don't have an option there, so we would maybe need to do... I saw something somewhere about attempting to steal influence. No. I saw something somewhere about subsume governorship. Here, yes. Attempt to secure your appointment to an entire duchy governorship neighboring your own. So I think this is probably the issue here. But we would need to be a powerful family for that. So to that end, we can look at our noble families here, and we can see in order to become a powerful family, we would have to go past 113 as of right now. And currently, we are at... We're in here somewhere. Here we are. We're currently at 62. Noted. So we've got a ways to go on that front. That is my current theory. So we should probably... Ooh, 72 influence. We should probably not grab these that fall away like this, but we can continue to work on grabbing things like this, right? So we can boundary dispute here in the Torma of Hama, specifically. This is the one that I want right now. So we can increase scheme potential. That seems fine. We can set up our bureaucrat here, which would be like this guy. We'll offer him some prestige. We're running very low on prestige. That's understood. As far as the socialite goes, that would be this guy. 14? That's good enough. Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll cap us. So that looks good. We can bring in our caravan master here to boost this up by 26. Our proponent would be, where were you? Yes, 18. So that puts us at 74, and then this would be, I thought I saw a green one here. Nope, I did not. That's fine. We kind of don't need much of anything. This guy will do. So that puts us at 85, and that looks solid. So we'll get that underway for now. Tiberius does need a construction. So I'm interested in building something that would boost up our armored footmen, ideally. That would be like mobile camps. So this would get us, yeah, definitely. That'll get us 10% toughness and damage. Beautiful. So we'll get going on that. Any other constructions that we want to be running at this juncture? Well, not immediately. So we need to work towards becoming a powerful family, and in order to do that, we know that we need to boost up our influence somewhat, househead's level of influence, but we're going to die relatively soon. We did just finish wide pastures in the Zadoki estate, so that is fine. Number of held governorship, estate buildings, househead's level of influence, and living house members. Okay. So that's understood. It looks like we have a plague potentially coming in. That's fine for now. I do want to go into grazing lands is the heavy cavalry one. Yeah. So these are not available. Why? Oh, because we don't have access to archer cavalry. We don't have war camels, and we don't have elephantry. That's fine. We run heavy cavalry. So this is absolutely a-okay. We'll get that going. So we're definitely going to want to boost up some of these, right? And one thing that I'm wondering, ingratiate family scheme. Okay. Attempting to win the favor of a house. Reduces influence cost for promoting candidates. Sure. Intrigue lifestyle experience, learning lifestyle experience, health. Monthly domicile experience is kind of neat. Political scheme phase length, that's pretty cool. Okay, that's kind of interesting too. Yeah, there's not a ton here. There's Dynasty Opinion. I was hoping to see things that would just directly increase our score in the administrative government, but it's mostly just building upgrades, right? That's going to be a big part of it, and it's also going to be about acquiring more governorships. So that's definitely something we can work towards. So if we run in, I think the policy for now is going to be we're going to continue to spread administratively. When these happen, we're going to skip them for the time being, not put effort into getting them back, and then once we become a powerful family, we'll subsume the governorship. That's going to be excellent. So what do we want here? A topic that is close to his heart? Sure. Okay. We, at this point, should be able to execute this scheme. 5% success chance. Okay, we're going to have to wait until 15 advantages if we want to max this out. That's fine. That's only a few more days. So that's absolutely fine. 13 advantages. 14 and... Oh, he didn't like it. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. And 15 advantages now. Perfect. The horse pen has been constructed in Buzra. We will get back to that. Let's execute this scheme, and let's head over to Buzra really quickly here. There we go. I want to upgrade these stables. That's going to be a solid boost to our cavalry. Perfect. And Hama is now ours. Perfect. So we want to grant these out. I'm just checking to see. This is fine. Although we could maybe change the livestock pens over to something that would be a % increase, like blacksmiths. Seems okay for the moment. And then we'll grant this over to a noble of Hebrew culture. And then this here... I want to change the stone watchtowers over to, like, hospices. That'll be fine. And then we'll grant that out. Perfect. So that'll be fine for the moment. I don't expect to see this being granted out to anything, so that'll be fine for now. So the next thing that we'd probably look to do is go after this. Yes. And what location were we going for here? It was this one. Perfect. Okay, yeah, that is absolutely correct. So now we can put in our bureaucrat here again. Now we can't recruit this guy with prestige anymore. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the socialite, which was this guy. That'll reduce our phase duration. And then we'll bring these in for free. That will be this guy. And then we'll bring in... What else do we have? This guy. And for the intermediary, that will be this guy. That only brings us up to 75. We're only barely creeping in there, but that's okay. Summon the physician. So we do have camp fever spreading in some of our territory. That's understood. 900 gold to this guy. 450 for this. We're not going to recruit one. We might already have one. That's a lot of gold. So that's understood. What do we got in here? Personal physician would be, yeah, our daughter is an average skill at that. So that looks good. Antiquarian, bodyguard, and yeah, that looks good. I do want to make sure that we are having our personal physician be on control plagues. There we go. That'll be good. So that'll help matters somewhat. We can extort subjects. We probably should do this. Let's see what we've got here. 1,500 gold? Don't worry. We'll have everyone pay. This is going to cost us legitimacy, but we don't have legitimacy as an administrative government, so it doesn't matter. That's absolutely, completely, and totally fine. So there's this governorship confirmation. We'd have to travel to his court. Yeah, that's, you know, a whole thing. I think for the time being, this is absolutely A-okay. So we just finished up our construction in Jerusalem. Okay, beautiful. So we're getting close to having this maxed. At this point, we just need to build our caravanserai. Or actually, this is a... caravanserai is as part of a desert agriculture. That's awkward because there's also caravanserais. But, you know, whatever. This is a date grove. We're going to build a date grove. So that seems absolutely fine for now. We've got a good amount of cash. We got some prestige for having an impeccable household. And we've still got pretty low, or pretty high phase duration. Limited administration. Okay, what does this actually do? Okay, so he downgraded his administration. Noted. Our friend and court chronicler died, so we should probably replace him with somebody else. That would be our son. Sure. So at this point, to recruit somebody here, it would be like this guy, right? We don't currently have scheme advantages, and that's understood. We just inherited this Torma. Okay, yeah, we don't want to hold this ourselves, at least not right now. Is this part of Damascus? No, this is part of Palmyra. So we don't ever want to hold this, actually. Checking in here, Hunters Guilds, yeah. Let's replace the livestock pen here with something that would be a percentage increase, like, for example, blacksmiths. That'll be okay, and then we'll grant this out. And as far as this goes, this is currently Sick House Meadows. Yeah, let's replace this with blacksmiths as well for the moment. And then we'll grant that out to a Hebrew of, unfortunately, Orthodox faith, but we'll get there. Slowly. We're working on promoting culture here, and yeah, we're working on converting faith here. It's very slow, but we'll see what we can get done there. So, empty council position here. We need a new chancellor. That would, of course, be this guy. That's fine. Seems excellent for the moment. Okay, so our current scheme phase length is 53. So we'd like to have somebody who's at least 43 in his phase length reduction. We also lost our sycophant here. That's noted. So we can bring this guy in with leveraging advantages, but he wouldn't actually come in. He's at 0 reasons. So we're going to need 2 more. We do need a new sycophant, and we would prefer it if he would bring this up to at least 75. So this would need to be at least 24. Let's see what we've got. This guy, 26. Done. So that'll be absolutely wonderful. And we need a couple more advantages here. Very slow on these advantages right now. But that's okay. So our grazing lands have been completed in the Zadoki estate. We should absolutely build another upgrade here, boosting our heavy cavalry even further. Looks wonderful. And we're just going to continue to work on that. We just completed another construction, getting us a bunch of influence. We're working towards authoritative, but we're not there quite yet. Okay, I want to check in on our duchy titles. So, yes, yes, and yes. Okay, looks good for now. So that is absolutely wonderful, and we're just waiting on this phase duration to bring in our bureaucrat, which will be this guy. He is good enough, and he is much lower on the opinion here. So that looks good. We can leverage those advantages and bring him in. He is now way faster. So 10 days on those phases, and we are basically capped out on the success chance right now, but we need to build up our schemes, or rather our advantages a little bit. We just need 20 of those. This guy is demanding our conversion. No. That's not going to happen. Absolutely not. 1000% that's not going to happen. So we're not quite going to be capped here. Could we replace this guy? I don't think it matters, to be honest. Let's just continue to build this up for now. The phase duration is incredibly short for the moment, so that looks good. We just inherited a Turma up over here. Okay, that's fine. Anything we want to change here? Yeah, I'm going to change the camelry over to a blacksmith. And then in Judean, I'm absolutely going to change the watchtowers over here to something that is... Desert agriculture could be okay. I think I'm going to put in blacksmiths here, though, for a percentage increase. And then we're going to grant both of these out. So I want to grant this separately. So the city goes first, and then there we go. Something like that. We do have a lack of spy master. That would be this guy, our son. So that seems absolutely great. Okay. So we're going to be pressing our advantage up here very, very soon. Credit does go to our mastermind. Okay, so we're still capped at 74 here. Unfortunate. Our hay barracks have been constructed. And where was that? That was in Boozra. Excellent. So let's get a stables going there. Absolutely wonderful. So at this point, we're at 15 advantages. If we were to execute this, we would be at 84%. Yeah, we can bring that up to 94. So let's just wait a little longer. Not long at all. We can grab a Life of Glory, Level of Fame Impact. Sure. Okay, this guy didn't like that either. It doesn't matter. It really, really doesn't matter. So Nablus needs an upgrade. We just built the Grand Temple here, and we would like to boost up our Ballistrae, which of course we can do with our workshops. So that's a 20% archer damage bonus. Absolutely huge. And this guy's converting Tiberius. Rude. Very, very rude. Okay, we should definitely execute this at this point, and sure, this is fine. So let's execute this scheme, and we're going to cover every angle. 94% success chance, and we succeeded. We have a new heir. Okay, this is not actually a problem, to be clear. He can be an heir. He's our son, and that seems okay. I do want to change around this mud brick keep here. We're going to move that over to being a blacksmith, and then we're going to need to grant this out. Cool. So that looks good. And now, of course, I want to check in on our duchy situation. Okay. So this guy has passed our older son. That's fine, but we want to put the same guy in all of these locations, right? So influence candidacy for the province of Erdun. Actually, we needed to do that a little more. I keep doing that. This is not actually the way that I want this to go. Erdun, and then I press this button because I'm assuming that we're choosing the Erdun location. But no, we just need to do that. Okay, so he is now in the lead for all of these. So that's our candidate. We have invested in a candidate that is winning, and this is our candidate. Yes. As far as Lebanon goes, or homes, there's not too much we can do about these right now, since they keep being taken away from us. But I want to check in real quickly here at how we're doing in the noble family stacking here. So we're at 62. Noted. Estate buildings is still plus 30, so I don't think building upgrades count for that. Noted. We cannot currently go to level 6 here. That's understood. So we can definitely be increasing our training grounds, or we could... Can we take this to level 5 yet? No, we need cranes for that. That's right. So let's upgrade our training grounds for now. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue to expand up this direction while kind of ignoring these guys. And I'm thinking maybe this one too. This is a duchy title, right? So that could potentially be problematic for us. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.